Okay, welcome to the video. So today we're going to play around with taking an image, throwing it into the edit sequence, and then playing around with that a little bit to get an image that we really like, but it all comes from our work using the editor, right? And so this is kind of a new way of using Midjourney. I kind of want to show how you can borrow images that you've made with the prompt that you made to produce something new and spectacular. And let me show what I'm talking about. So I have a prompt already made up. So let's paste that in right here. And we're going to be making a wolf. And we've got an SREF that goes with our prompt, which is kind of a comic book style illustration for a wolf. And what we're going to do is we're going to make 16 images to start with the repeat command, which is kind of how I like to work. I've got the top level of Midjourney that allows me to create a lot of images really super quickly. So if you're at the lower level, just know that this kind of uses up your GPU time a little bit, right? So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get these going. And of course, we've got repeat 4 going. So this makes 4 images per idea here. We're just looking for the best image to use to play around with, right? So let's go ahead and take a look. And we're just going to scroll through these. Here's a wolf wearing a jacket. That's kind of fun. We're looking for kind of a comic book, kind of a look that we can play with. I don't really want the wolf wearing a jacket. Oh, I like that one a lot. That one's kind of cool with a little red scar. So which one you like that one or this one? Let's go with the one with the scar, right? So here's what we want to do is we want to play around with this using the new edit area, right? So we're going to jump over here to edit, and we're going to edit from URL. So we'll just push that in there. And that brings up our image that we have. This is kind of how you have to do it. And then what we want to do is we want to ask Midjourney, hey, what do you see? So let's click suggest prompt, because what we're going to do is we're going to go over and we're going to use the retexture tab, which is right here. But we want to get a prompt going. And that's just a kind of a fun way of doing something. So let's hit retexture, right? A comic book style depiction of a black wolf with red eyes and a scar in his left eye set against a red sky background. Okay, so let's change this to a wildlife photography image of a black wolf with red eyes. And then let's also say it's an IMAX photo, just to do something cool, right? And that's all we need. So we went from having this as a comic book style thing to a real photograph, right? Now what we do is we just hit go. And what this is going to do is it's going to take what we've created and it's going to make it into the new image. As you can see, it's working. Here we go. So did we get one that we really like? Not so much. Let's go ahead and just hit resubmit and let's get another one. In fact, we can do that a couple times. And that increases our likelihood that we'll get an image that we really like, because what we want to do is we want to play around with this. And they're all working. All right, so let's just go through these. Here are our original ones that we made, right? This was round 2. I like that one. We're looking for something that's more realistic, even though wolves don't have red eyes. Oh, that's kind of cool. All right, which one you like the best? I kind of like that one a lot. Let's go with that one. I like this one because it really looks like a photograph. and it's got a lot of contrast between the wolf and the background. Okay. Now, here's what we want to do, of course, is that we are going to want to change this, right? So first off, let's go ahead and copy the image, right? And then we're going to put that into our prompt. So we're telling Midjourney to ignore our original wolf. And then what we want is we want to use the SREF that we did from the last time. So now what I want to do is add the original SREF in. So I'm just going to copy and paste that in right here. And this, we're going to add, we're going to see what this looks like. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create some versions of it with a style weight for the SREF to control how much of the SREF we use for the final image. And I think you'll find this very interesting, right? So let's just do one where it's just the whole thing. We hit submit retexture, and then we're going to go ahead and do style weight, SW, and then we're going to do one with, let's say 30. And we're going to do one with 100. Whoop. And we'll do one with, let's just say 600, just to give us some different looks. Now, what this does is it takes the image that we liked, okay, and then it adds the SREF to it, but it controls how much of the SREF that we added, right? So you can see we went from the original image to back to the kind of the SREF that we used, the comic book SREF, right? And then we're controlling how much of that comic book SREF we're adding. So this is 30. This is 100. This is 600. So I don't know why it's adding the buildings in. We don't need those. We could always edit those out. So what we're looking for here is, here's our original image, right? And what we're looking for, do we get a better result based on using the SREF again after we turned it into a photograph, right? So we, this is where was our photograph? Here was our photograph, right? So we went from here, and then we added the SREF to it. I kind of like that. I think that looks better than our original, right? So let's compare. So I'm going to upscale this to the gallery, and then we'll come back here, and then we'll compare between what we sent and all right, so here's our original image, and here is our image after we processed it through the whole edit thing. So as you can see, we get a better sky. I think the wolf looks a little better. It's a little more interesting. So this is just the way that you can use the Midjourney edit commands and different things with the new edit tool to kind of get your image more dialed in to kind of what you want, using the same tools and SREFs that you had originally. So be sure to subscribe to the Midjourney Experience newsletter. It delivers weekly to your inbox, and this can help you as a creative professional use Midjourney a little better. So thanks a lot. We'll talk to you then.